Hi everyone, and welcome to our new show where we help you tackle all your hair emergencies, anything colour related, salon related, anything, you name it. We've heard it all and we are here to help.
Share your dilemmas with us and we would address them in one of our next episodes.
Apparently, one of my clients wasn't happy with their result but didn't tell me right away. Instead, they left a bad review online and tried to cancel me and my salon. What should I do? I don't want to come across as too offensive. I did a great job, even if I do say so myself. Okay.
I've had this so many times before.
Have you? Okay.
I had a hair salon at a time, a big hair salon with like lots of staff, and we had the same thing. The problem was the clients only told their version of the story. Like I had a client change her budget to like a third of what she wanted to spend. We did what we could with her budget. But then she badmouthed because it wasn't the result she wanted. But the thing is, she never put that on the message. She just badmouthed us. I was actually quite hurt by this, and I sat with it for a very long time because it wasn't me that did it, it was like a stylist of mine. But I obviously had to reply to the review. I feel that a response is still necessary because other people go and read the review. So I think that you must keep in mind that a client will contact you if they're unhappy and they still want to build a relationship. Like, then you still have an opportunity to resolve that. But that client that wants to just badmouth, I don't think there's a way you can resolve that situation anymore, like keep that client. I would just say, thank you so much for your constructive criticism. We really did what we can with your budget. Like, make your point, but don't be defensive. Just be light and positive.
I hate to say it, but it's trending where people go and get their hair done all around the world and then they leave, they pay, they leave, they sit in their car and then they go on TikTok and absolutely roast the salon. It is wild. I see it every day. I have so many issues with that. Go to your salon and say, hey, I'm actually not happy. So I feel like you need to give the stylist an opportunity to rectify the situation. Going online and slandering people is literally the worst thing you can possibly do. It's so bad for their business. I think people need to realise that we are humans. It's communication. It's all about communication.
Sport, guys, sport. Is it just me, or is it hard for anyone to find trainees and general new staff? I feel the industry is drying up and genuinely worried about the future of salons.
Oh my God, let's open a can of worms.
Because this is something I actually recently also shared on my Instagram. I personally have experienced that there's less and less people joining the industry, and I'm finding less and less young people doing competition work. I think there's a lot of different variables. Firstly, it's a hard job. It's a very physical job. And it takes a long time to master the craft. Only like 6-7 years into working every single day, I only felt that things started falling into place. It's a confrontational job. Like in the beginning, you mess up a lot still. You make a lot of failures. And this is just part of the process. The more you fail, the more you learn and the better you get, and you'll never make that mistake again. But that type of confrontation is hard to deal with this specific generation. A big part of our job is sitting and talking to people all day long. So it doesn't appeal to them, but it's also maybe the hours.
I think money is a big factor.
For sure.
I love to work. Like, I'm a workhorse. At the end of the week, I want to feel like I earned my paycheck. I don't know whether, and correct me if I'm wrong, the next generation is maybe looking for an easier way to get money. I also think that they probably don't really realise how hard hairdressing can be, and it is. And we're not saying this to like deter people, but it is a hard industry. I feel like a lot of people are going through their apprenticeship and they're just about to become a senior and they quit. You know, I did it. I worked in a salon where I wasn't completely happy and I needed a break. So I went into a completely different industry and I needed that time to just be like, decompress and then come back to it. I do feel that hairdressing is always going to be in your life. I always come back to hairdressing.
I remember there was spaces like where I also wasn't fully happy, but I loved it enough to just make my own plan and move on and go to a next. If someone's maybe not happy in the space where they're working, maybe it's reaching out to a hairdresser in your community that you aspire to be like and ask for help. Like, really put yourself out there. Surrounding yourself with the right people is important and keeping that passion there. You have to have a lot of passion for what we do in order to persevere. But I think that passion is the key element.
Yeah.
Our work is one of the most rewarding because it's instant gratification all day.
Yeah.
The reward that I get from my job day to day, like you're excited to come to work every day. Me too. I can have a bad day, and as soon as I'm like in with my second or third client, I'm just like, oh my God, I love my life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get to play all day long. So it's also something that it will always come back because you can do it from anywhere in the world. You can do it until you're very old.
Yeah.
It's a trade. There's so many different avenues you can take with hairdressing.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
It's not just behind the chair.
I had a client who thought they knew more about hair coloring than me. Every time I suggest something, they try to correct me or finish my sentence. How do I get them to trust and listen to me? Or should I just do whatever I think is right? I've very recently had this life lesson in the chair, and I would 100% kind of stand your ground. I believe that if someone is coming to you for a hair service, you should be the one making the decisions. Yes, 100%, you need to listen to them and give them space to be able to say what they want from you in this experience and what they need, and maybe ask for pictures if you're unsure. But 100%, you need to be leading that hair appointment. If you as a stylist feel uncomfortable, you compromise the quality of your work or the outcome of it anyway. So I think if you're not comfortable, maybe it is not your client. Because I believe like clients choose us, we are able to choose them as well.
So I have a story. Years ago, I had a salon and I had all these staff. It was a really, really packed day. And I had this lady come in, and she was a family member of one of my other clients. First time doing her hair, and she sat down. And usually when I do consultations, it's not an hour job. It is like we kind of chat before we start, you know, like we've been meeting each other online, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she comes in, and this consultation took 45 minutes. And by the end of it, I was like, I'm exhausted and I haven't even done your hair yet. And she says to me, Dulls, I've been to every good salon in the world, every good salon. I'm like, all right, here we go. This is going to be fun. So I mixed up my colour. She had short, kind of blonde, textured hair. As I'm foiling, every section I took, she moved her head. She's like, no, that's not thick enough. Do it thicker. No, you're not doing it right. And I was like, why don't you colour your own hair? Like, I think if you know, and I was being truly serious and not condescending, and I was like, maybe if you know a lot about your hair and you know exactly what you want, maybe you should colour your own hair. She's like, well, maybe I should. And I was like, okay. Put the trolley next to her and walked away. I went and sat at the desk and I was like, I'm just going to pretend I'm on the computer. She walks out with foils in her hair. Never saw her again.
I would from the start say, listen, I don't think I'm the stylist for you.
Yes, be honest.
Normally those clients also come in and kind of badmouth all the previous hairdressers that they've always...
Oh my God, red flag.
The red flags are there.
I was like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, you're going to pay out in every other salon. You're the problem.
Yeah.
It's not them. Moving on.
There's so many times before.
Cool. We would love to hear about your hair emergencies, all of them.
Please leave it in the comments below.
And stay tuned for our next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.